All right, so 4.15 plus 7.8. So we line up a decimal. Good. So I added that 0 there because that's the same thing and I just didn't want to get confused. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 8 is 9. And 4 plus 7 is 11. Number 2. Put it over off to the side a little bit. 12.64 minus 8.92. Can I do 4 minus 2? Okay, that's... Okay, can I do 6 minus 9? So what do I have to do? Yep. So cross out the 2, make it a 1. Make this a 16. So what's 16 minus 9? Good. Can I do 1 minus 8? Good. And then make this an 11. So what's 11 minus 8? That's your answer. Alright, so 14 plus 5.33. So 14 plus 5.33. So what could I add to this 14?
0.
2 zeros. Yep. So what's 0 plus 3? And 0 plus 3 again is 3. What's 4 plus 5? 1 plus basically a 0 is a 1. So 19.33. And last one, 0.91 minus 0.17. Good. I got to change the 9 to an 8 and make that 11. So what's 11 minus 7? What's 8 minus 1? 7. So 0.74.
It's just 0.7.
First we have corresponding parts. They're the sides and angles that are the same in congruent figures. Okay, so corresponding parts, it would basically be if one side is the same as the other side. So if one side is marked the same as another side. Okay, congruent, we have reviewed this since August. Parts of the figures that are the exact same measurement. That means congruent. Also would be equal. So if all parts of two triangles are congruent, then the triangles are congruent. So what that means is if AB is congruent to JK, so this side is congruent to this side, and AC is congruent to JR, and BC is congruent to KR, okay? Those three sides, they each have a corresponding part. Then, angle A is congruent to angle J, angle B is congruent to angle K, and angle C is congruent to angle R. So if all of these 6 things are true, the 3 sides and the 3 angles, then the 2 triangles are congruent. Okay? That means they're the same. Does that make sense? Not really? Maybe with some examples, it'll help. Also, if you look at this, this is called a congruent statement, this little statement right here. A and J are in the same spot, so they're the first letter in the triangle. See how A is marked the same as J? B is second. K is second. Oh, I didn't mark these correct. B should have 2, K should have 2. C would have 3, R would have 3. I'm sorry, guys. So they just have to be marked the same. Okay, so B is congruent to K. They're marked the same. And C is congruent to R. They're marked the same. Okay, so let's first, do you want to do angles or the sides first?
What's easy?
I think the angles are the easiest.
That's the request.
So angles and sides. We're going to identify these as congruent. So let's do angles first. Let's do angle B. What matches with angle B? What's marked the same?
D.
Good. Angle B is congruent to angle D. You guys should be writing this part. I would make this because this is what it will look like on homework and tests. Like, like- Which one? All right, so what is marked the same as angle C? What's marked the same as angle C? It has two little lines here. E, good. Angle E. See how it has like these two little hash things? And then E has two little ones. B had one, D had one. What matches up with angle A? Angle F, good. Okay, so those are our three angles. Alright, now let's look at a side. Let's do the one with just the one dash mark. So we have BC. What is marked the same as BC? Good. So BC is congruent to DE.
And the only thing about side is 2 points.
Yes, correct. What about AB? What's marked the same as AB? Good. FD. And then last we have AC. It has 3 little hash marks. What's that mark congruent to? FE. In the figure, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle KLM. First of all, do these triangles look the same? Are they in the same, like right next to each other?
They're not right next.
Right, this one's flipped, isn't it?
Right, but it's 7 sides of each other.
It is, yes. So, what matches up with angle A? K. Do you see how A and K are in the same position in the congruent statement? What's B match up with? L. So B matches up with L, and C matches up with M. So that works the same as segments too. If I were to say segment AB, what would match up with AB? KL. Because those are the first 2 letters. Okay, what about BC? Those are our second 2 letters. LM. So BC would be marked congruent to LM. And then AC, that's my first and my third. KM. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, and angles, what did we say A matched up with? K. What does L match up with? B. And then C, M. So 3, 3. All right, so it asks us to find the length of KM. So that's this right here. What matches up with KM? AC, which is 45. So A is 45. And then it says find the measure of angle B. What does B match up with? L, which is 108. You have to put it in the correct order because the angles have to line up. So see how U is congruent to Z? That's why they're both the first. And then T is congruent to X. They're both the second. Okay, so it says triangle ABC is congruent to DEF. We need to find the side lengths of DF and angle B. So we need to find the length, let me get a different color here, of DF. Okay, so DF is the first and the third letter.
Third.
So what is the first and the third letters of this triangle? AC. So what's the measure of AC? 3. Yeah, what you doing, son? And then B. B is the second letter. So what's the second letter in this triangle? E. So what's the measure of angle E? Or what's the measure of angle E? 28. So B has to be 28. Okay, it's identified by 3 letters. So what would you want to call this first triangle here?
Wait, what's the sum?
What would you want to call this first triangle? Triangle what? A.
B.
Yep, ABC. So this is a congruent statement. This is the answer to number 5. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. Okay, what matches up with A? What should be written first? M. And then B is the second letter. What matches up with B? Which one has 1? L. And then what matches up with C? What has 3 little marks on it? N. That would be how you write a congruent statement.